The golden arches of McDonald's gleamed brightly under the glow of the city lights as President Donald Trump's motorcade smoothly pulled into the parking lot. A wave of murmurs rippled through the gathered crowd, their casual evening disrupted by the unexpected arrival. Secret Service agents, clad in sharp suits, stepped out first, their sharp eyes scanning the surroundings with calculated precision. Then, as if time had slowed for a brief moment, the door to the sleek black SUV opened, and out stepped Trump himself. Inside the restaurant, a hush fell over the patrons. Conversations halted, fries were left dangling in midair, and the staff behind the counter frowned in place, their eyes wide with a mixture of awe and disbelief. Among those seated was a man named Isaac Menson, a Ghanaian immigrant who had spent the last 6 years making a life for himself in the United States. He sat alone at a corner table, his tray of food untouched. His mind had been preoccupied with troubling thoughts, his uncertain future, his struggling family back home, and the looming threat of deportation that shadowed his every step. For the past 2 years, Isaac had lived under the radar. His visa long expired. Each night, anxiety gripped his mind as he contemplated what he would do if he were forced to leave. His mother and younger siblings depended on him. He sent money back home to help them survive, and the thought of being torn away from the responsibility was unbearable. And now, as fate would have it, the very man who could determine his destiny had just walked through the door. Isaac's grip tightened around the edge of his table. He was not a man of confrontation, but desperation had a way of pushing people beyond their limits. Slowly, with unsteady legs, he rose to his feet. Every move felt heavy, deliberate, as he navigated his way through the maze of tables. The restaurant's attention remained fixed on Trump as he made his way to the counter. His order was simply a Big Mac, fries, and a Diet Coke. The cashier's hands trembled slightly as she punched in the numbers, her movements unusually careful under the weight of the moment. Secret Service agents formed a protective circle around the president, their gazes sharp and alert, poised for any sign of threat. And then, before anyone could stop him, Isaac took a deep breath and made his move. He stepped forward, weaving through the tables, his heart pounding so loudly in his ears that he could barely hear anything else. A few customers noticed him, their heads turning as they sensed his urgency. Then, just feet away from Trump, Isaac dropped to his knees. "Mr. President, please," he said, his voice clear and desperate. "I need your help." Gasps filled the room. The Secret Service agents sprang into action, their hands hovering over their holsters, ready to intervene at a moment's notice. But Trump, mid-bite, held up a hand. The agents hesitated, their rigid postures locked in uncertainty. He chewed slowly, swallowed, and then turned his gaze to Isaac. "And who are you?" Trump asked, one eyebrow raised. Isaac drew in a shaky breath. "I'm a father, a son, a brother, and I am begging you not to deport me." The air in the restaurant was thick with tension. The agents exchanged glances, unsure of how to proceed. Customers whispered among themselves, some recording the moment on their phones. The employees behind the counter remained frowning in place, their expressions unreadable. Trump sighed, dabbing his mouth with a napkin before speaking. "What's your story?" Isaac clenched his fists, his emotions raw. "I came here for a better life. I work hard. I pay my bills, but I overstayed my visa. My mother and siblings rely on me. If I'm sent back, I have nothing there. Nothing." Trump studied him for a long moment, his expression unreadable. "And you think coming to McDonald's and begging me is going to change anything?" Isaac hesitated. "I had no choice." Silence stretched between them before Trump smirked and took another bite of his burger. "Well," he said between chews, "you've got guts. I'll give you that." Isaac wasn't sure if that was a good thing or a bad thing. His knees ached against the cold tile, but he remained firm, his gaze locked onto Trump's face, searching for a trace of mercy. Trump wiped his hands and set his drink down. "Stand up," he said, his tone firm but not unkind. Isaac hesitated. Was this a command or an offer of hope? With a small motion of his hand, Trump gestured again. Slowly, Isaac rose to his feet, his legs trembling. So, Trump said, leaning against the counter, you broke the law, and now you're asking me to fix your problem. Isaac swallowed hard. I'm asking for a chance, Mr. President. I know I made a mistake, but my family depends on me. Deporting me would destroy them. Trump raised an eyebrow. Family? How many kids? I have two younger siblings back in Ghana, Isaac said. My father died when I was young. I sent money to my mother to help them survive. Without me, they have nothing. For the first time, something in Trump's expression shifted, subtle but noticeable. His fingers tapped against the counter. Then, he turned to one of his aides. Get his name and details. Isaac's heart leapt. Does this mean? Trump held up a hand. It means I'll think about it. No promises. A week later, Isaac's phone rang, a number he didn't recognize. He hesitated before answering. Mr. Manson, a voice asked. This is Karen Simmons from the White House. The president has reviewed your case. Isaac's breath caught. His fingers gripped the phone tightly. The president has decided to grant you a temporary stay, she continued. This will give you time to apply for legal residency, but you must follow all the steps carefully. Do you understand? Tears welled in Isaac's eyes. Yes, I understand. Thank you so much. Months later, after enduring the grueling immigration process, Isaac held his residency papers in his hands. He had fought for his place in this country, and he had won. And it all started in a McDonald's with a desperate plea to a man who held his fate in his hands. Thank you for watching until the very end. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell for more inspiring stories. Have a wonderful day.